Hi, welcome back to Nouboyo Reviews, where the movies are shit and the content is shitter. Today we're taking a look at a film so bad, so universally terrible, so garbage in every aspect of its existence, that I'm not even going to put in a good section for this video. It's like the opposite of my Blues Brothers review, which you should watch, by the way. My ego needs a boost, and I didn't get very many views. But this film, I discovered this film because me and my dad wanted to watch Dirty Harry on Netflix, but it was gone because Netflix likes to pull shit that we want to watch. So we looked for Chuck Norris films. We thought this film had Chuck Norris in it, but it turned out it was just some random guy, but his face was half obscured by the play button, so he kind of resembled Chuck Norris. So we watched this film, laughed at how terrible it was, and I've been having to get this off my soul for the last couple of weeks, so I've decided to review this piece of absolute trash. Oh god, let's just hurry up and get to... Now I'm going to address the elephant in the room and talk about the screen that you just saw to represent the bad poster. Now that, usually I just find the film poster that they released when they released the film and stapled the bad over it in Photoshop. But I couldn't find a poster for this film, so I just took the screen that they took on to promote the film on Netflix and stuck it there. And that in itself is its own video, which I'm going to talk about now. Look at it. The Photoshop is terrible. There's some shitty fucking drone which is just stuck there that looks like it was bought off the stock Adobe Effects fucking shop. It's, the actors look poorly stapled onto a color-corrected background image of a fucking explosion. It's, oh my god, it's beyond horrendous. That's gonna be, you know, fuck, shit. That was just me talking about the poster. About the film, so the basic premise is that this guy has just gotten back from his Call of Duty overseas, playing some military simulator 2019, you know, in Afghanistan, some shit. And he comes back and he wants to see his daughter, but then he gets into a bar fight and stabs one person, immediately gets sent to a military prison, which we later learn has someone who was kidnapped and raised by an assassin syndicate who enjoys killing people, several serial killers. So he stabs one guy and ends up with these people. One of them is in a fucking locked cell who beats up any guards that go in to feed them, so they just, like, put food under the door. Like, holy shit, you stabbed one guy, why is he in here? But then they get attacked by a terrorist unit, and the terrorist unit want to nuke something, and this base has control of some drones, and one of them has a nuclear warhead. So then there's this insane scene where the main villain of the film beats the shit out of the jailer because he says that, oh, you're not respecting the groups, and no, I'm not going to put relevant background footage for any of this, because if this film put in zero effort, it was a lazy cash grab, this review is going to be too. But so he knocks out the fucking guard, but he doesn't, like, think about the fact that the guard had keys on them, so then they just drag the guard closer to their cells, get the key, unlock, and everyone escapes. So, did you think that through, mate? And then the prisoners decide that the best course of action is that to escape they need to stop this fucking terrorist attack, so that way they'll get pardons. Yeah, definitely. That's how the US works. They won't just say you committed suicide when they actually had a fucking contract killer take you out. Yeah, that's not what happened at all. And so then you get introduction to all the different characters, and most of them are fairly generic, but there are two that stand out. There's one guy who's this assassin who likes to stab people, and then there's this other guy who killed his wife by bashing her to death, and he's in here too somehow, not just regular prison. And then there's this insane scene where they all split up to beat up different guards, and you can see how strong they all are. And the guy who beat his wife to death, he kills a bunch of guards, but then he gets cornered by one last guard with a shotgun. It's like, oh, come on, fight me like a man. Somehow this guy just puts down his fucking shotgun, and he just walks over, picks up the shotgun, and shoots the guard. And it's like, well, why did you do that? Seriously? Oh, and then that guy ends up betraying the whole group anyway. And there's this, the acting is horrendous. It's like watching robots try and simulate what they think humans are like in order to blend in with them, but it just ends up feeling like this weird stunted version of Uncanny Valley version of reality, where everyone communicates like robots and they're just kind of stiff and disjointed. And And then there's that forced romance between the male and female lead that had no, like, precedent, was not led up to. We didn't even get any character development for either of them. And then there's the final showdown with the main bad guy, and for some reason he shotgun primes an assault rifle with a fucking vertical grip, which I found very funny. And they have this big fight, and he loses, obviously, and then apparently he just gets a pardon, and he goes and meets his daughter. Really? Oh yeah, and also everyone else except the male and female leads die, and oh my fucking god, it's so bad. In fact, I can't even do. The writing is terrible. They're all supposed to come off as badass characters who don't have anything left to lose, but they just sound like whiny, stunted sub-adults. There's the sniper guy, right? And there's this one fucking scene where he loses his shit and he's sitting on this rooftop just shooting these guys that are constantly coming out of this door. But then for some reason they decide to keep reusing the same shot of the guards falling over from being shot. So it'll cut between the angry man screaming and firing a sniper rifle and the same shot of some guards falling over and into a pile of other dead guards. It's so bad. Oh, this film is so horrendous. Such a bad, botched abortion of a film. I can't... Oh, mate. You just watch the film yourself if you want to get the full experience of how terrible it is. It's just beyond words. The main villain makes absolutely no sense in their motivation. Apparently he got hired by this guy whose family got killed in Afghanistan or something. And that guy is also barely in the film. The plot of this film is just nut that I'm not going to crack here. You can crack it yourselves. In fact, this review is going to end now because I'm getting very sweaty sitting underneath this doona and talking into my iPad, and the audio quality is probably shit. But anyway, goodbye. Thanks for watching my first negative review since my first video, surprisingly. I really need to do more of these. They're very fun to make. What can I talk about? Usually I do this little, talk about the state of the channel, or what I'm doing, or how well Bill Gates jacked off into his latest Windows PC recently. Well, at the end of these videos, I don't know. Did you hear that? Fucking move around in my blanket. Because I go into a blanket to record because audio quality is better than just having echoes and shit. Should I stretch this video to 10 minutes? No, I can't even make money off Too Small yet. I haven't got enough subs. Like and subscribe to gain a better rate of not being a homeless asshole in the future. That's a pretty good deal, I'm just saying. I remember, I don't want to be a homeless person living in a cardboard box. I'm just going to live with my mother for the rest of my life. Hell yeah.